Hey, listen, I've been looking at my analytics and I had no idea that um, most of my viewers are young people and they're young women. This is very shocking for me because I had boys, I've never had daughters, so it's just very interesting. And I just wanted to say hey to y'all. Thank you for watching. And today we're going to go another one over what I know now. Okay? What I know now. And, oh, that was upside down. What I know now. Okay. And Barbara Boxer, U.S. Senator from California. Okay? I think that this is a good one now, especially because we have Kamala Harris from California, accepting the nomination as the to be Vice President of the United States on the Democratic ticket just last night. So let's do it. Don't be so quick to dismiss another human being. After short careers as a stockbroker and a journalist, Barbara Boxer, now 65, found her voice as an advocate in politics. Okay? It was like a race car at full throttle, suddenly finding traction. Barely 5 feet tall, Boxer, a passionate champion of the environment, childhood education, and women's rights, sometimes has to stand on a box to see over the podium at press conferences. So she's very short. Okay. In recent years, the Brooklyn-born Democrat has become better known for criticizing key Republican moves. She fiercely censored the war in Iraq. She signed a House member's complaint about Ohio voting problems during the 2004 presidential election. 2004. Where was I in 2004? I'm sure I was still raising my kids. Oh, we just moved to Seattle in 2004. And the reason why we moved to 2004 is because my younger son had been blackballed from San Diego schools because he brought a knife to school. And my older son had beat up my younger son and put his head through a door. That's why I left California and came up to Seattle for um, a change of scenery. I was distraught. Do you hear me? I was a total wreck in 2004. My sons, I thought about every day of abandoning them, leaving them. But I tried to keep hope alive and do the best I can. You know, that's all I could do. They were becoming their own people. Um, and they were becoming people that I personally did not like. But I did what I needed to do to take care of my responsibility. They are responsible for the beds that they make in their life. They have to lay in it. And I like the bed that I've made for myself. It's very comfortable. It doesn't have any guilt. I didn't have my sons out there selling crack. I didn't date a dope man to buy them Jordans. You know, I took the high road. So whatever they decide, that's their business. But they were well on the road of choosing their paths in 2004. And in 2004, Barbara Boxer, she signed a House member's complaint about Ohio voting problems during the 2004 presidential election, which forced Congress to debate the snafu before certifying President Bush's victory. Her vehement opposition to Condoleezza Rice's nomination as Secretary of State inspired a skit on Saturday Night Live. Google that. Far from scaring voters away, Barbara's boldness seems to have endeared her to Californians. Running for her third term in 2004, she received more than 6.9 million votes, the highest number ever tallied for any Senate candidate, beating opponent Bill Jones by 20 percentage points. There's also talk of a Boxer for President campaign on internet blogs, but she says she has no interest in running. Okay. She has no interest. Though her success looks effortless, she had to learn that passion, clarity, and determination are not enough to ensure victory. Passion, clarity, and determination is not enough to ensure victory. Okay. I'm finding my place, y'all. The first time she ran for office, a spot on the Martin County Board of Supervisors, she lost. I ran for city council. I lost. One of my biggest faults when I started out in politics was being judgmental. At that young age, I didn't really have the patience to hear why someone might have a different point of view from mine, she said. 4 years later, in 1976, she ran again and won. This letter is for the 32-year-old boxer, mother of a 7-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl, as she was preparing to run for office for the first time. Dear Barbara, you're full of fire. You're passionate about quality education, safe streets, the environment, all of these things. Okay, this is for you young ladies who are going to run for public office. Okay, this is Barbara Boxer's letter to herself right before she decided to run her first campaign. Okay, so listen up, ladies. Okay. Dear Barbara, you're full of fire. You're passionate about quality education, safe streets, the environment, all of these things. I know you feel these things in your heart and you feel them strongly, but look, you have to understand that the next person may hold their beliefs with the same amount of passion that you have. Don't be so judgmental about other people. Don't be so quick to dismiss another human being. Don't jump to the conclusion that another person just doesn't get it or isn't wise enough just because he doesn't agree with you. The name of the game in politics is to move forward an issue you deeply believe in. Okay, okay. Here is the whole point of the name of the game in politics. The name of the game. To move forward an issue you deeply believe in. You're just starting out and young enough to be impatient when people don't see your point of view. Stop and listen to what you're saying. I can't believe you feel that way, and how could you possibly think that way? You shut off the potential to learn from that person you're talking to, and you'll be less of a person for it. In the end, you'll lose what matters most, the chance to advance an issue you care about. There's something else you may not want to face. It's easier to be judgmental. It's less work to see everything in black and white. But every single person is as important as you are and has a story to tell just like you do. Open up your mind to other points of view, and you may not have to experience how losing an election can take you down a peg or two. Your staunchest supporter, Senator Boxer. What do y'all think? I'm a very judgmental person myself, but I'm judgmental because it's about safety. It's about protecting myself. It's about, or you know, even with my dog, I've had situations where I've had people I didn't know who would call my dog. I had a crazy neighbor like that. She was a complete idiot. And I would let Kitten out to go and pee, and this weirdo would be calling my dog over to her. I used to have nightmares that this woman would steal my dog and have my dog in her house, and Kitten would be confused about what's going on and why this person won't let me out, and I can hear, you know, oh, it's just... So that's why I'm judgmental. I have been in situations when I was younger and I was raising my sons where I gave somebody the benefit of the doubt and that person hurt my kids. Okay? That's why I tend to be judgmental when it comes to safety in that way. Now, when it comes to somebody else's point of view, when it comes to kids, because the buck stops with you as the mother. If you trust the wrong person, they're going to be looking at you. I had to talk to police officers, and I'm going to tell you who I didn't trust. My son's grandmother. Joseph's grandmother. She picked up my kids from the daycare because I had to work late. I was going to school. And I was running late because of traffic. I didn't want to get extra fee for picking up the kids late from daycare. I asked this trollop to pick them up, and she took my kids off. I don't even know where she took them. She didn't bring them to my house. She didn't bring them to her house. She just took my kids out in the streets, honey, in the wild blue yonder, and didn't tell me shit. Didn't bring my kids back until hours later. Hours later. Even talking about it now just makes me sick to my stomach. What people will do, you know, that's the caveat that I will give you about what Senator Barbara Boxer is saying. Don't be judgmental, but she's talking about in one aspect, and that is when you are working with someone and you are a senator. When you are a politician trying to get elected, that's something different from being a mother. Okay? Do not get it confused. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your experiences. You can inbox me. If you want to support my channel, you can do so by liking this video, by subscribing to my channel, and I've got loads more to go. They didn't have books like this when I was 24. Okay? When I was 24, I was pregnant with Joseph. I had him in February of when I was 25. I was turning 25. I actually gave birth to him when I was 24, and I turned 25 a couple of weeks later on my birthday. And that's when I was 24. I was pregnant. It was a very difficult pregnancy. Both me and Joseph died in that. And for any young person, I will tell you, if you are going to have a man's child, do not do that and you're not married to him. Because you face death bringing another life into this world. And if he doesn't want to be financially responsible for you and support you and rub your feet and take you to doctor's appointments and go to Lamaze classes with you and be there to change diapers and stuff like that, honey, do not have his child. Do not. Do not. I say don't be even having sex with nobody. But I know, you know, we live in the real world. I was a young person myself. And that's what I would tell anybody, any young lady. who is watching this video. You know, I was disenchanted. I was broken. I was new at making relationships with people because I grew up in a cult. So it was a whole lot. It was a whole lot. And unfortunately, I gave the people outside of the cult a lot more credit than I gave myself. But it was in time that I learned that I was ahead of the curve a lot more than a lot of other people who didn't grow up in a cult. Um, People are different. And if you have low self-esteem like I did myself, then um, that makes it a little bit more harder for you, but it is not impossible. I have made it through it. Um, it was difficult. I made a lot of mistakes, but a lot of mistakes I didn't make. A lot of mistakes I didn't make, and I'm very proud of myself for that. I was talking to a young man today who's calling me from La Jolla, and he was asking me, you know, how did you not do drugs? How did you not? A lot of young men, they get caught up in weed and stuff like that. And it's easier being a girl because I stayed at home. And let me tell you something. I I moved in with my, I'm not going to say that, this friend of the family. I moved in with a friend of the family because I got into a fight with my dad. And one of the neighbors took me to the friend's house. Do you know that this friend, knowing I had a little baby, do you know that this friend had cocaine and stuff in their place? If the police had did a raid and stuff like that, I would have lost custody of my baby. Okay? She had cocaine and all kinds of other dope and stuff like that in her house. And I'm looking for a place to stay, and she know I got a little child, and she gonna invite me over there. Be judgmental. Be very judgmental. When I found out that was going on, my next move was to find a place that was safe for me and my child. And I did that. That's all you can do. With the information that you have, make the best decision that you can with that information. And that's what I did. I wasn't judgmental to begin with. I gave people an opportunity because I wanted people to give me a chance. I wanted people to give me a chance, so I gave other people a chance. And this family friend, okay, I got into an argument with my dad. Okay, I ended up moving with my dad because Jonathan's daddy, his brothers came into town and they went out to a club and he didn't come home all night. He didn't come home. He called me the next day and I was playing music. I took a live-in nanny job in Katy and I went on about my business because clearly he wasn't interested in being a parent. He was on some other, and I let him be on that. I let him be on that. Meanwhile, I had this kid to raise. I did the best I could. And that's all anybody can ask you for. Make your bed soft by doing the best you can and let the rest of it go. All right? Wash your hands. Wear your mask. We love you. Bye-bye.